I just have a couple of GA4 updates to talk about. Will there be a day when I don't talk about GA4 in a skill session? Maybe, not today. There's just been a couple of just new announcements and things that are upcoming that I just want to let you all know about. So really big items are the UA 360's going away date has changed to 2024. It's going to stop collecting data before then. However, that does not affect the free version. So most of our clients are not affected by this date change. Another really big item is that they have announced that they are going to bring custom channel grouping to GA4. That's not currently an option in reporting. They've announced that's going to be an upgrade that's coming. They've also announced that there's going to be some upgrades to the current setup process, setup assistant in GA4. Don't know if that's realistically going to make much of an impact for most people, but I think it might make the transition look a little less scary. So it might be more mentally helpful than actually helpful, but we'll see what that looks like. And then in terms of other items that are new, there's been a couple more updates to GA4 reporting, specifically that custom dimensions and metrics can be primary dimensions in saved reports. It used to be really irritating how you have to look at those. Not currently set up for most clients, although several of them it has been. However, I think as we get in more into reporting, this will be an area that we are looking more at, possibly using in some of our reportings. So nice to see that it's now saved as a primary dimension. Similarly, hours, dates, all of that's been upgraded. And then one of the really interesting items that I'm speculating on, because we haven't actually done this yet, is they've increased some of the compatibility with UA and GA4 events and how those can possibly talk to each other. That might or might not make implementation a little bit easier in the future. So really what they've done is if you've done GTAG or GTM implementation, there are some greater ways now of translating the events between GA4 and UA. However, the pros and cons list for each one are different, and it's definitely not a perfect solution. And depending on what option you choose, it may not be a long-term solution where it's a one and done type situation. For example, this is the GTM one. Google recommends sending GA4 eCommerce events. Really, cons here are requires you to transition your UA events to GA4 events. You're going to have some incomplete UA eCommerce reports. Again, this is not necessarily the most complete solution. There's going to be missing data. GA4 and UA use different parameters. There's some different events. Not everything translates one-to-one. Also, haven't done this. Would not be surprised if it's pretty buggy since the third-party solutions are not great. But this might be something that clients who are really, really scared or unable to do a whole bunch of dev work, it might at least be kind of a stopgate solution in the meantime. I'm curious to see it. I don't think we've used it. I know I haven't. I'm curious to see if it's useful. I also suspect some of our clients are just too complex. This also only covers the default e-commerce. It's not going to cover things like forms or if they have any custom events set up to track user journeys. This will not cover that. So again, not a complete solution, but maybe a little helpful. They've also come out with just a whole bunch of more resources on just like event implementation and event validation. Come out with some more resources on that for developers, which is really great to see and will be helpful for more of our clients in the future. GA4 is changing so frequently and they're adding new report things constantly. There's new metrics. So like even if we were to go through right now and set up all these reports for our clients in GA4, they would be outdated in a couple months because new things would have emerged. It's just so like, why didn't you get this further along before you pushed it live? Some things are cool, but some of it's just not intuitive. So powerful, but not intuitive.